All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to reignite the discussion about healthy food storage. There's lots of different plans out there. There's lots of different prices out there. What's important is that you learn to do it yourself. First time I bought food in bulk was 2007 with an ex-girlfriend and a group of 10 people. So, we looked at the catalog. We talked about healthy living. There's actually a few potlucks where we shared food and cooked food with old friends back in the day of Portland. Now it's 2015. I'm in Colorado, and I'm thinking about starting to build my food supply again. And I've learned a few things since that 2007 period where I bought like $500 worth that just ended up somewhere that never got used. But hopefully the place that it's stored, it'll go to use one day if there's a catastrophe and someone is hiding out or stuck in that cabin in Estacada, Oregon. So it's time to start over. And as I said in the video a couple weeks ago, I'm going to go with quinoa. 25-pound bags is going at $108 plus 8% shipping and handling. It's still worth it at $4.30 a pound for organic quinoa. When you look at how much it costs at the actual store, how much nutrition is in it, protein content, amino acids, and so much more. Now that's where I'm going to start, and I'm going to build from there. This is a questionnaire for you, the audience. Some of you cook. Some of you eat food. Some of you try to eat healthy food. Some of you are trying to go on the non-gluten path. Some of you are vegetarian, vegan. Some of you are trying to raise your frequency, so to speak. And so you're altering your foods, you're altering your diet. But if you're going through like the supermarket prices to do that, you're spending quite a bit of money, especially when you're buying 1 pound at a time or 1 can at a time. And this is actually quite a large discussion because this is more about economics. Most people, whether they're buying healthy food or unhealthy food, they're going through the mainstream supermarkets buying it just a little bit at a time. So this is not just about disaster preparedness, this is about economics, but it's also about health. How many of you maybe used to go to McDonald's or Taco Bell or some of these places and you used to do certain things, but now it's different because it's a different point in time and you're making different choices. So there's economics, there's health reasons, and there's preparing for a disaster where you will need the food, where you need food around to either eat or barter. MREs and instant dehydrated Mountain House style foods are really popular. You see the ads on all the conspiracy sites, get your food supply now, get your food supply now. Get your food supply now, 6 months, $19.99. Put a down payment of $50. You can pay it per month, only $30. No, I'm kidding. But the survival business gets fringy. There are some people out there that are basically doing a service by helping provide access to some of those things at a quality cost. And there are some people that are just doing it for the money. Not that that is entirely wrong. But if you're on a budget, just because you're on a budget, don't think that you can't do it because you don't have $1,000. You need to think in terms of what can I do with 50? What can I do with 100? What can I do with 150? And so my question for you is, and I'm going to leave a link down below to Azure Standard, the company that I've ordered with in the past. I think they're the best bang for the dollar. A lot of co-ops throughout America order through Azure Standard. And so there are also small groups that order from Azure every month. They meet the driver at the drop, and they pay for it all online, but it's very organized. It's a lot more organized than it used to be. And I was pleased to call them up today, find out I have an old account that I can just literally order online and meet the driver at the drop spot. I'm not kidding. I can bypass the co-op. I was thinking I had to pay the co-op surcharge of 20%. Now I'm just paying the 8% for the shipping costs. So I'm starting with quinoa, and then I'll be looking at other things. And I'm suggesting that people also think about this if they have families. Some of you enjoy pizza. Pizza can be made. Pizza comes from base raw ingredients like wheat, and there's gluten-free options. Pizza sauce, there's cans and cans of that, or you can grow tomatoes and can them. That's a very important part of the pizza recipe. There's other vegetables that can be grown that go on pizza. I'm using that as one example because pizza is a food that You know, you go into some of these places in the city or in the country, it's like, you want $24 for what? This better tastes like heaven. And you pay the $24 and you're assuming to get full, and you're like, oh my God. There's like, 3 or 4 of us here, and we're wondering who's going to eat the last slice of pizza. Know what I mean? So what I'm getting at is, this is a great time with all this stuff going on, people becoming aware of what they don't want to eat, people having issues with economics, money for various reasons, families, and there is the need to be prepared in the event of a situation where there's no food coming into those supermarkets. So, I mean, this is a really important topic. I want to get your take on what you would stock up on, what you would eat and incorporate into your diet now. What are you already eating? What are you already buying in bulk? What are you growing in your garden? What are the thoughts of the audience? What are you growing in your garden this year at this time? Where are you on the planet? You don't have to tell me what street you're on. You're in the Pacific Northwest, and you're growing zucchinis, or you're in the San Luis Valley, and you're growing quinoa. No one has contacted me yet saying they have embarked on the quinoa adventure in the San Luis Valley, where it's proven to grow. But I'm going to keep educating people to a certain degree and let them know, yes, it does grow outside of Bolivia and Peru. This superfood, this super crop that one day may go for $20 a pound, $30 a pound, $40 a pound. Hell, if there's World War III, how the hell do you think anybody's going to get quinoa from Bolivia and Peru if there's a disaster or something going on at the border or something even bigger, or a power outage, let alone food from one part of the U.S. to get to another part of the U.S. If there's a massive solar, okay, I'm not going to go down that route. But whether you're doing this to prepare health and wellness, or you're just trying to save money. I mean, realize you just can't go out and get those big old pizzas anymore. It's time to go from $25 in cost to feed your family, $30, maybe bring it back down to $5, $4. And you know what? Maybe it's time the kids learn to make pizza dough, or pie dough, or maybe it's time they learn how to make hummus. You can buy a 25-pound bag of garbanzo beans, boil them, as I used to do, get a food processor, or just mash them with your hand with some sort of device, and add in the garlic and the tahini, and whip it up and let it do its thing. And the more it stores after it's made, the more the flavor comes out, just like pizza sauce and other sauces. So let's start thinking about these things as we think outside the box of fast food. As we think outside the box of getting all our food from the grocery store. Oh, you're going to go get your egg, you're going to go get your milk, go get your meat, and just go through the same process. Hating Monsanto, but still buying the products of Monsanto. Yeah, that's not going on in today's society. Yeah, that's not going on. What I see is a lot of people say, oh, I can't afford it. They've just boxed us out, and they've never even once bought bulk, because it's all just been the grocery store experience. It's all they've been told. It's all they've been sold. It's all they've ever seen. I'll leave a link below to Azure Standard, where they sell organic flours, beans, grains, rice, seeds, non-dairy milks, books, many of them how-to, and probably a host of other things. They also send out a catalog for free. What would you get? What's your top item? Or what are your top 5 items? Or what are your top 10 items? Because I'm also thinking for myself, as I prepare, starting with quinoa and then picking my second and then picking my third, I'm going to be a little bit more strategic than just buying just a bucket of wheat, or just buying something like that. I'm going to be like, what really is the best bang for the buck from this company? All right. Hopefully I gave you some ideas, some information, a little Monday afternoon inspiration. I'm Alex Ansary, signing off from the San Luis Valley, or rather Trinidad, Colorado, close enough, in southern Colorado. See you next time.